Hello, everybody. Welcome back to what I think might be episode 24. I think. I'm really not sure. I haven't edited the last couple, so I don't know.
One of these days, you'll know what episode you're doing.
Yes, and on that day, we'll be finished.
Yes, the last episode.
The last one, because I got it right. How are you, Laura? Laura's here. Hi, Laura.
Usual.
Yeah.
Tired. Work's been long. The toddler's been low-key abusing me again.
High-key.
High-key.
She's
she's
horrific. I'm just going to get to the bit we're doing.
She's been doing it to you too, though.
Yeah, she said some horrible things to me this week.
Yesterday she said, "Don't be happy at me."
Yeah, we're having a nice happy morning, and she's like, "Don't be happy at me."
Don't be happy at me.
Like, what the fuck? Damn, bitch. Rude. So that was something. She... Oh, God, what was the thing she said to you the other day? About your boobs.
Oh, it was this morning. I was sat down, in my pyjamas. So I didn't quite have my hoisting equipment on, as usual. She's like, "Mummy, where's your boobs gone?" And I'm like, "They haven't gone." She's like, "You've lost them in your stomach." And I'm like, "What?"
Rude, isn't it?
They're still there. She's like, "Are they? Can I have a look?" And then starts pulling at my top. It's like, Jesus Christ,
It was
girl.
really rude.
I'm like, "No."
Yep.
Leave me alone. I'm going to go cry in a corner. You horrible girl.
By the way, this thing I just picked up, this emote will allow me to access a secret area.
Okay.
That's why that's important. But
yes, the toddlers are harsh. They are terrible, terrible human beings.
Big meanies.
Yes. Despite all we do for her. Like taking her to a new swimming pool.
Yeah. Hey, look, Laura, speaking of pools. Look at this pool of darkness ahead of us. What's this place?
Oh, hey, look, it's a drop down.
That did hurt me quite a bit. This is the untended graves. And I pressed triangle, which is the Elden Ring button. I'm playing a lot of Elden Ring. So this is a secret zone that I don't normally come to. Well, you can. But this is a secret zone that is familiar. Because this is a spooky dark version of the start of the fucking video game.
Okay.
Do you remember when we got the blue flask?
Yeah.
This is this.
Yeah.
And we can do the same run, except the enemies here are more horrible.
Okay.
And I'm going to just charge past all this and come back and get the items off camera, because who cares? Because there's a...
I care. It hurts me.
Oh, you care? You want to see the items. And there's no bonfire here
Why just
anymore.
want you just not leave things
Oh,
behind?
God. Daughter of Crystal Crimheld. I didn't even know you could be... Oh, shit.
Oh, everyone's having fun.
Well,
Down we go.
I'm off. I'm just going.
Down we go. Keep goes. Keep go through the door.
There's a bloody boss in here, and if I'm quick, I can get it. Hope none of the enemies came in. Oh, thank
no,
Jesus.
they don't want to play.
Right, can I get the item? Black Knight Glaive. Thank you. And I'm just going to equip a little secret.
But yeah, so we went to a new swimming pool yesterday. That was a lot of fun.
We did.
We drove all the way to Guildford, which is about 4-minute drive without traffic. So it was a bit longer than that by the time we got there. And when they say a leisure pool, they literally mean a leisure pool. There are flumes that toddlers go on. There are small slides. There is water shooting things all over the place, and they had the wave machine going at times, and it was just like, this is good. This is loads of stuff for a toddler to do.
Yeah, good.
In a water setting, not just, hey, got a square pool. So yeah, it was definitely worth the trip up there. We will be going again at some point. Not anytime soon, because it's a trip, but she enjoyed it. That was fun. And then we took her for her first fast food thing.
Yeah.
We had never taken her for any fast food.
So I thought I'd see if I could make that work.
We went to Burger King.
Mmm.
She did not get a burger because she wouldn't eat a burger.
Burger.
She definitely wouldn't eat one of their burgers, I tell you that much.
No.
Generally, she will deconstruct burgers if we have them at home, so we just got her some nuggies.
She's a burger
which she
deconstructor.
did enjoy.
She did like them no-goes.
But yeah, so we had Burger King for the first time in like, God knows how the last time I had a Burger King.
It was disappointing.
It was disappointing for the money you pay. You're like, is this
£7.50 for like just like
the chips were good.
a small
I
burger.
like the chips.
But it was a small.
It was a small burger. The burger was slightly overdone. The bacon was definitely overdone. The cheese wasn't much of anything. So yeah, and you're like, and this is why we don't normally get like mainstream takeaways around here. Like chances are for the same kind of
really
burger, like in our area, you could get like a proper stacked up greasy burger.
Shag.
So, but yeah, we haven't taken her to like a McDonald's or Pizza Hut or any of those kind of stuff before. She's gone to a Greg's, but that's a bit different. We've gone to like cafes and things, but yeah, never like fast food. So that was quite interesting.
This is not going well.
She kept referring to the people behind the counter as pizza men.
Pizza men.
Pizza men.
Pizza men.
I'm looking at the pizza men.
Looking at the pizza men.
So that was fun.
That was fun. Yeah, it was a good couple of trips, didn't it? Yeah. We made friends at the swimming pool. We made friends with a man at the top of the big slide. His name was Josh.
Wait, he says men. He means not just a man stood at the top of the slide with in a kids' pool. No, he was the lifeguard.
Yeah, man.
The man. Lifeguard.
And he was there to make sure all the childrens did a good job not going down the slide on their face. Although there was one that we totally saw a Karen, didn't we?
Oh my god.
She was awful.
Like I caught her at the corner of my eye having what I believe was like the supervisor for the pool. Was like talking to him, and the bit of the conversation I got, he was saying, well, like we've normally got this many lifeguards on premises or whatever, etc. I didn't catch most of the conversation because I'm too busy, looking after my own kid. You caught other bits of the conversation.
Yeah, just sort of waving her hands around and gesturing.
She was stood there for at least a good 10 minutes having a go at this guy.
Miserable woman.
I then see her and her husband later just lounging around in the pool while their kid just runs around by themselves.
Yeah.
And again, this is a session for under 5-year-olds. And obviously we're in water, like under 5-year-olds can very easily, within, half a minute or so, start to drown. And they weren't really paying attention to where their kid was.
Fuck. Yeah.
So yeah, you're like, oh, you're Karen.
Yeah. And they let their kid down the slide on his own.
Yeah, there was a big flume that most of the parents were taking their kids up. The kids were sat on the laps and they were going down. It's really fun. But yeah, you're just like, She was awful, wasn't she? The dad looked rubbish as well. But yeah, he's just like whinging about, like, look after your kid. You've come to a fun park and you're skipping all the fun parts. Like, it annoys me sometimes when people
bad parenting
are just unwilling to interact with their kids. It's a bit different if you can obviously see they're taking a moment just to get something done, like if they're shopping and they just need to grab something off of the shelf or whatever.
But these people were full on, just chilling in the low water. Like several times we saw them without the kid anywhere near them.
And you're just like,
can everyone fuck off?
If you didn't want
one, my god!
Don't have one. It's like pets. Just give them attention.
Yeah.
Us, on the other hand, has got
parents.
a child who will literally say hi to everyone. We're literally walking up to the leisure centre as she's passing people, like, hello, good morning. Like, just absolute random strangers. She does it on the way to nursery as well. Started keeping like tallies in the morning of who smiles at her and who says hello back.
3 and 3 you got the other day.
It was 3 and 3 I got the other day. Which is less people than we pass, but we pass a lot of students. Like, it's like we pass a secondary school, so a lot of the kids just won't interact with her. Because I probably wouldn't have as a secondary school kid being all like, and some toddler being like, hello,
child, you baby.
But for some people, it seems to bring genuine joy to their morning, having a small child going, hello, and just waving and smiling at them.
Yeah.
So
it is fun, and when people like it, you see their eyes light up, like, look at this happy kid. which I think we've achieved a pretty happy kid.
Yeah.
I'm trying something on this next run, Laura.
Yeah.
You may notice I've got a slightly different shield in my hand than my normal shield.
Have you got a shield?
It's a shit. Look at it.
Is it
tiny?
Well, that's what I was trying to look at. All I can see is your arms waving around.
Well,
I didn't realise.
I'll stop soon.
You stapled a saucer to your arm.
Yeah, it's a buckler, which basically is a better shield for parrying. Because I think this guy's pretty parryable.
Okay.
And
wait,
my dodge game's off.
You're trying to parry.
Yeah, I'm trying to parry. Oh, I think I bought this for this. Like, I bought this shield. Ow. Swig.
Sideways, I swear to God.
I need to get a good start. Right, okay. Come on then, mate. Oh, there it is. Big boy. Look at the damage. Damage is alright. Come on, mate. Do another one. Oh!
Oh, you only got to do that like
6 times.
at least.
Ooh.
Do you realise he's going to go for his second phase as well?
Yeah. Well, I think he hasn't got a second phase.
What, in this?
Oof. Okay, well, I'm learning. I got 2 there.
It doesn't help that you're both wearing the same colours.
What do you mean? Both wearing the same? That's nothing.
You're merging into one lump of grey.
Are we?
Yeah.
You are. I'm going to say this. You're being unfair to Dark Souls 3 right now.
You are.
I'm saying this.
You're both wearing like that kind of light grey with slight gold bits. You've got a little bit of blue on you, but that's it. Like, so
But
when
I'm
you're
red.
fighting and you're right up close to each other, it's quite hard to see what bits are what.
Cannot believe you just said that wrong thing. Comments, roast her.
I wasn't saying in particular to this game. I'm just saying in comparison to your outfits right now.
I'm not saying we're not wearing similar outfits, but I think it's absolutely not part of the reason why I'm not doing a good job.
Oh no, I think you're just shit. But I was just saying, from watching it, I can't tell what's going on half the time.
Oh, the kick's bad. So's that. Okay.
Like, it doesn't have for a great fight to have
330. 666 damage, baby. Like, this. What do you mean you can't tell who's who? He's the large one. The grab's a bad one.
I'm sorry, am I not allowed to give feedback on the game anymore?
No, when it's wrong.
Is it wrong? Oh.
Okay, I don't think.
What?
Part of me doesn't want this whole episode to be this. Part of me wants to go see.
We'll go the other way then.
I might. I'm going to do one more go at this. But I don't think anyone needs to see me relearn how to parry after so long not parrying.
Well, yeah, I thought it was a bit odd when you're like, my tactic is parrying, and I'm like,
find a cheat. I know there is. You can get him stuck behind a wall.
What game are we on that you're like, yeah, let's start parrying?
Yeah, I know we can get him stuck behind a wall, but it's. I don't know. Maybe I can try. I'm going to try. I'm going to try and get him stuck behind a wall.
Okay.
And then if I
Are you
can.
going to pick the right wall though? Because you didn't do that in the
No,
last
I've
boss.
seen this. This was a Oompha video.
Okay.
That I saw about how to. Basically, he was trying to end all the Champion Gundyrs that have ever existed in every New Game Plus ever and put the game into a state where it can't be beaten. Basically, I've got to get him over here.
Okay.
And he'll kind of get stuck over here. And then zoot-de-boot round him. I think. I'm going to try it. It ain't going to work. Well, God, this is the wrong shield for this now. Champion Gundyr.
So in other news, I've been watching some more anime.
Right, is he stuck?
I have been
He might be stuck.
watching Apothecary Diaries.
What's that?
Uh,
He's not stuck. He's not stuck.
Oh.
He wasn't stuck. Okay, well, that didn't work.
It's set in some time ago China, at the royal palace. Some girl gets kidnapped and sold to the
Keep a nap.
basically the bit where all the concubines are kept. And she's it's a bit kind of Sherlock Holmes-ish, where she can help solve mysteries with her knowledge of apothecary. So poisons and stuff. And then the characters around that. And I've been enjoying it. And I've managed to binge watch 21 episodes in a few days. And unfortunately, I'm now up to date with it, so I've got to wait for the rest of the episodes to come out for the end of the season.
Oof.
So, but that's 21 episodes when you're not watching the opening and closing credits, because they were pretty crap.
Big oof.
So yeah, but I know I'm really enjoying it. So and then tomorrow I get to catch up with my Mr. Villain's Day Off, because I've got an episode of that waiting to go.
New episode, baby. It is pretty fun, to be fair.
It is good.
So, do you want a question?
Yeah.
I've actually got some.
Got questions?
Yeah, got questions.
Fuck yes.
Second Pete.
Legend Pete.
Hello, Second Pete. Second Pete has asked, here's a question you might choose to discuss with each other in an episode or not. Hang on, no, what he's actually said is, here's a question that you might choose to discuss with each other in an episode. Sorry, Pete, to slam you like this. Which setting appeals to you most and why? Fantasy or sci-fi? Grim dark stuff or fanciful and fluffy? I know you don't like space.
No, that's not
This
entirely
is not
true.
Wrong.
That is not entirely true.
I know you're not the biggest fan of space stuff.
It depends on what kind of space. Because I do like original Star Trek-esque monster of the week, kind of let's hop onto a new planet and do something, and then, get back on our ship, everyone has a giggle, and then move on to the next planet.
Would you say you like
that
campy space?
Yeah, I would say kind of like 80s kind of more kind of exploratory space than grim, swarms of monsters, kind of that kind of space.
See, I feel like I go the other way. I feel like I like it when everything's made out of like cardboard, and everyone's just like on fire and nothing is good.
No, I don't like.
It's me, a grim dark boy.
Or when it's very kind of like heavily political stuff.
I can't remember where this bloody shortcut is. It's certainly not here. Oh man! I've made a
you
mistake.
Interrupted their party.
It's
and
not
they're
here.
upset.
Well, I've gone the wrong way now, so I'm just gonna lean into it. Soul of a Weary Warrior, that's you. Well, this isn't the right way.
No.
I've fucked this up heavily. Apparently this is openable. Where the fuck am I?
I don't know. It's your game.
Carry on. I'm so lost.
So I'm not really into like I want to say like BioShock-esque kind of like it's all political and blah blah blah, or the Dead Space, everything's really wrecked and things are gonna come get us kind of. Yeah, I prefer the more kind of like like you say, kind of campy, kind of like
campy.
Yeah, I enjoy like space travel when you're shown more about them just living on the ships.
Like Battlestar Galactica.
Maybe a bit, but yeah, like seeing how they actually just. But I like that about anything, like even like things like my favourite like Judge Dredd stories are ones where you just see them being cops. I like seeing how people live in the world that someone's created.
I still think you should read Judge Dredd Undercover. I think you'd really
I do
like
need
it.
to get around to reading at some point.
Just reading.
Just reading in general. I don't read half as much as I should do.
Here we are.
Like one of my favourite books is called The Ship Who Sang, and it's about in the future they take some children who might be I want to be careful how I say this, physically impaired with their bodies.
Yeah.
So instead of being trapped in their bodies, they put them into
Ships.
a ship. So they are then the computer for the ship. And then they normally have a pilot who then does, all the maintenance and bits and pieces like that. And it's about their adventures. And it gets super sad because in these tin spaceship bodies they have, they last a long time. They outlast their pilots. Or if something happens and they're, they get in an accident or something, and they survive, but they're pilots, and it's very sad of them having to potentially keep outliving everyone they know.
Yeah.
Because there's a ship who sang, and there's a sequel as well, and I can't remember what the other one was. But yeah, those are very good space books. And again, you're a ship, or character is a ship, and they go off and they have their little adventure, and they go off and then have another little adventure. So yeah, that kind of space I like. But if you just said space or fantasy, probably fantasy. But again, I prefer... I know you like your dark fantasy with lots of battles and people being maimed and God knows like that.
I'm reading a book called The True Bastards at the moment. I like horrible things.
A series called Bastards.
It started off called The Grey Bastards, and now it's The True Bastards.
And then there's a third one.
The Free Bastards.
The Free Bastards. And you like... Probably to akin a lot of people more to like your Games of Thrones-esque. Lots of people are going to die. Lots of battles are going to happen. All that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, if you like a character, that's a red flag. There's a bloody bonfire.
I again prefer my probably slightly lighter. One of my favourite books,
Oh, no.
The Hobbit.
Oh no.
Probably Hobbit over Lord of the Rings because again it's a kid's book. There's still quite a lot of heavy name dropping in it, and when I say name dropping, again, Tolkien loved to be, this is such and such, son of such and such, cousin of such and such, and it goes on for half a page. And as someone who is dyslexic,
you hate that shit.
Trying to read those names and work out what fucking character I'm meant to be following, especially when a lot of the names look fairly similar in terms of the letters. I have no idea. When you're dealing with some of the dwarves in The Hobbit, and I'm like, I have no idea which one's which. So, for it, again, being a bit lighter.
Yeah. By the way, can I just say, how good did the crossbow just do there? See, you say, I am not a fan of twee. We've talked about this with games as well. I think this is probably part of the same question.
That's in terms of books. In terms of games, I'd probably say a similar thing. I would quite happily have a Ni no Kuni or something like that, whereas you're like,
dick
cool,
off.
Dragon's Dogma.
Speaking of, the new one looks rad!
But again, it all depends on the world. A lot of character building for me is how these people exist in the world. The Witcher, the world is really good. You literally run for a little bit and you will find something happening, and there will be notes or someone says something that makes them feel like they belong there, not that they've been magically put there. And it's not, again, a world that's so far apart that you get disinterested going halfway between.
Yeah.
But I don't like when the story then takes what's happened in this world and goes too far with it. Again, I've said before with the Final Fantasies, where generally the first, 2/3 of the game is really good, and you get to the end half or whatever, and it starts suddenly going too far with the fancy elements. Final Fantasy 15 was great, and then it's we've got this happening, and in space this is happening.
Yeah, you didn't like the end of that game, did you?
I don't fucking know what's going on, and you made me not care.
Yeah.
I want to be invested in the world and what's going, You
got really annoyed with that game, didn't you?
I'd probably say Final Fantasy 9, which is one of my favourite Final Fantasies, has the same problem. Where you suddenly start then chucking in all this extra thing, and then the monsters all kind of go into their second phase and whatever. You're like, look, just have it as is. Don't even get me started with Final Fantasy 13 with their Falsey and their Elsie. That can fuck right off.
Oh, you hated that, didn't you?
Fuck off. So yeah, sometimes when you start going too far into, oh, we want this big magic and stuff, like keep it within the world.
Oh god. Piss off.
Oops.
Oh my god. Sorry everyone, this is proving to be a bit more hard than I thought it was going to be. I'm not good at fighting these guys quickly.
But again, you're quite happy for getting your more darker RPGs.
I find it. Here's an interesting thing. I prefer fantasy, this sort of thing, to be a bit more like gritty and grim and miserable. You know.
Yeah.
Dark, grim, dark is the book version. But space, like that's kind of Warhammer. You know, I couldn't give a fuck about Warhammer most of the time. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's space. Like I prefer space to be a bit happier.
But I wonder if Warhammer, it's not necessarily like, because I don't know if have you actually read or interacted with Warhammer other than being obviously aware of the miniature side of it.
I'm aware of the miniature side, and
I'm not referring necessarily to some of the top-down games. Because again, that is not a genre that you enjoy.
No. I had a quick go at Space Hulk. Wasn't a big fan. I've got a card game, Conquest, I think, which I played with Jim Tim, which was alright. We only ever played a couple games of it, which is a shame. But yeah, the actual, like, for the Emperor stuff doesn't really ever do much for me, which is a bit odd. Because I thought it would. It feels like it should be up my street, and it really isn't. So I've tried a couple times. Like I've read some of the book. I had one of the books out from the library once. I tried doing it, and nothing. Sorry, this is taking forever, everybody, by the way.
That kind of feels a bit, because I know when you get to like your shooting games, you're not very into your, although you've played a few of them, things like your Wolfenstein and things like that, where again, it's very kind of, I want to say kind of communist type propaganda stuff. You're not really into a lot of that kind of stuff.
Wolfenstein's funny, though, at least. I liked Wolfenstein because Wolfenstein kind of gave it some. Like your Dooms as well, you know, like it's a bit, yes, it's you're playing with coloured pencil when you play Doom. But like,
but you know what I mean when I say like propaganda type games.
Proper Strander type games. I know what you mean. I'm just being silly.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see if I can get this guy out. Is this the guy I actually want to fight? Oh, it's happening again.
But yeah, so overall I'd probably say I definitely would like more. That was the sound of him throwing the controller on the table.
I'm so shit at this!
Because he's having a bad night.
Oh my god!
Do you need a biscuit?
Oh man, I think I need to fucking cry.
I'm
gonna try and run again. I'm just gonna run. What can I lose at this point?
Go on then.
Oh my god. Sorry everyone, I really thought this would be like a one and done. Like, I don't recall this ever being a problem in any run I've ever done. Just going straight for the bloody Bane fur. Because usually things don't chase you that hard. Fuck off, and then run, and then... Why did it work this time? Sorry, I've just wasted 15 minutes of everyone's time.
Well, we've been chatting.
Oh, yeah, we have, but I've been annoyed about it.
But yeah, so I like my, folklore. That again, I'd probably say is a lighter fantasy game.
Folklore's weird and cool though. I like folklore.
But yeah, so I'm not so much into the. And I'd probably say a similar thing maybe for even anime.
Yeah.
I'd probably go for lighter things. I mean,
fair.
there's still things that we can both agree on, like what was the one with the little princey king?
Oh, Ranking of Kings.
Ranking of Kings. Both agree it's cracking, and that I'd probably say was like a lighter fantasy.
Sorry, I know I'm going to die. I just wanted to get the
and we both like Berserk.
Yeah.
The original stuff, not the 3D stuff. That was garbage. But like overall, I'd probably say, given a chance, I'd probably watch something lighter and you'd watch something more combat-y.
Powerful. Big swords. Anger. Big fighty boys. That's what I like.
Yeah, you like to see muscly, half-naked
I
men
like boys,
ripping the shit out of each
I like
other.
boys to hit other boys and then
Whereas I'm like...
occasionally then be sad about it.
Yeah, and then I'm like, it's slice of life. So...
I'm going to stop this episode here, I
Okay.
think, because this next bit is going to be a whole thing. So I'm going to...
So, yeah, there is no... I wouldn't say...
Overall theme.
Space or fantasy. I would say lighter or darker.
Yeah, I enjoy both, but you know, there's shades, isn't there?
Yeah.
I'm a nuanced character. This is getting silly. Bye, everyone.
Bye bye. Thanks, buddy.